LeBron James Jr., aka Bronny James, is taking a lot of criticism from NBA scouts that have been watching him while he's doing drills and pickup games for this upcoming NBA draft. One NBA scout said that he's a positional athlete, doesn't function as an elite athlete. He should be a point guard based on his size, but he can't run an offense. They're saying that because Bronny James they said he was listed at 6'4", but he's actually 6 feet tall with no shoes on. So I guess when he wears shoes, he's listed at about 6'3", 6'4". Handicapped as a shooting guard because he can't shoot. 0 for 4 on threes one day, 1 for 3 the other day. He needs screens to create space, and his only scoring came on paint touch floaters. He can only go left. His strength is supposed to be defensively, but he's a switch matchup. Every bigger player that switched onto him scored. That's obvious because of his height. He's not that tall, so it's easy to score over LeBron James Jr. Also said his comp, a poor man's Davion Mitchell. Wow. He's not an NBA prospect. A second NBA scout said if the Lakers don't draft him, I don't think anybody will draft him. Wow. This is weird because I remember on his first practice that he did, I heard that he was very impressive. I heard that he looked very impressive the first day, and he had a pickup game where he looked pretty sharp. But this isn't the first time we're hearing this, guys. A lot of people feel like Bronny James needs to stay in college for another year or two. He's definitely undersized. I'm surprised he's only 6 feet tall. For him to only be 6 feet when he was originally listed at 6'3", 6'4", that's a big difference. For you to only be 6 feet tall when you're not wearing shoes and you're listed at 6'4", that's crazy. And I think that goes to show that because this is LeBron James' son, it's obvious that he's been getting a lot of help as far as, you know, things that he's been awarded and things that have been said about him. It's obvious that things have been sugarcoated when it comes to Bronny James because of his father being LeBron James, who's the face of the NBA, who most people think is the GOAT. But let's be honest, guys. He was underwhelming in college, right? But we do have to place some of the blame on that on him having cardiac arrest, right? LeBron James Jr. went in a cardiac arrest. He possibly could have died, but he recovered. He was able to come back and play basketball. And, you know, he had a rough season in college. But I don't know who told Bronny James that he needed to go to the NBA draft. It's just not time. At this point in time, Bronny James Jr. is not NBA material. Okay, he has a lot of work to do. He has a lot to prove. And let's be honest, like the NBA scout said, if he gets drafted by the Lakers or if he gets drafted by anybody, they're not drafting Bronny because they think he's good. They're not drafting Bronny because they think that he can make a big impact on the team or he can become a future NBA All-Star or superstar. They're going to draft Bronny James because his father is LeBron James, and they want to do everything in their power to try to get LeBron James on their team. So I disagree with that second scout that said the only team that'll draft him is the Lakers. I disagree because if you're a team like Cleveland or if you're a team like Golden State, if you're any team that is a playoff contender, if you draft Bronny James, you have a high possibility of getting LeBron James on your team, who at 39 years old is still in his prime. LeBron James is still scoring the same numbers he scored when he was 27. LeBron's still in his prime. LeBron still has 2, possibly 3 years left in the NBA. He hasn't announced that he's retired yet. And he's been saying for the last 2 to 3 years that one of his biggest goal in the NBA is to win a championship and play with his son, Bronny James Jr. That's his goal. That's what he wants to do. When he lost against Denver again for the second year straight, he didn't announce he was retired, which indicates that it's a strong possibility that he's still going to play. He's already said that he is interested in playing into his 40s. So I think that any team has a possibility of drafting Bronny James Jr., specifically based off of the fact that if they can get Bronny James, there's a possibility that they can get LeBron. So with that being said, listen, Bronny needs to go back to college, 100%. I truly do believe that if any team was to draft Bronny James right now, he's going to have a very, very short career in the NBA. He's going to have a very short career in the NBA because he's not ready. And what's going to happen is he's probably going to get signed, right? He's going to come off the bench. He's going to play very limited minutes. And if he's not impressive, he's going to get sent to the D League. And ultimately, I mean, if LeBron doesn't stay on whatever team he's on with Bronny, let's say LeBron only plays 2 years, right? Let's say he plays another 2 years. Bronny would be on the team that LeBron's on for 2 years. And after that, they're going to cut him. Now, let's say Bronny goes to a team that LeBron is not playing on, right? Then if a team drafts Bronny in the hopes again of LeBron, right? And LeBron doesn't follow his son to the team that he's on, what's going to happen is the team is going to cut him probably that same season. If he doesn't look impressive that first season, I'd say before the All-Star break, Bronny's going to get cut. And he's going to get sent to the D League. And then he's going to have to start from ground one. So it's better that he just goes back to college for 2 to 3 more years and work on your game, see if you can improve, get your stats up, and then enter the NBA draft. Because based off of what these scouts are saying, man, and I've heard people say, like, this isn't nothing new. People have been saying that Bronny James isn't that good and that he's been getting all of this praise and recognition specifically because of his father was. Specifically because of who his father was. In high school, he looked really sharp, but when he went to college, things just went downhill from there, man. So I hope Bronny James really thinks about this, and I really hope that he considers going back to college for at least another year, because if he enters the draft and somebody picks him up, he's going to have a very, very short career in the NBA.